Chapter 16. Sri Sadguru said, in the short while, the steadfast Sri Gauranga reached Kashi. For some days he stayed there in the society of the Vaishnavas. Kashi, the holy center dedicated to Lord Shiva, is the bestower of moksha, liberation on its inhabitants. Sri Shiva chants the divine name Rama in the ears of those who die at Kashi. Sri Krishna Chaitanya used to have a sacred dip in the Ganga. He used to sing the divine names and glory of Sri Krishna along with the Bhagavatas and take darshan of Sri Shiva. All the people around were bewitched by the charm of the enigmatic personality, the spiritual power, and the Krishna Kirtan of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. From the child to the elderly, everyone used to chant incessantly in the very melodious tone the sanctifying mantra Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and roam about the bank of the holy Ganga. The reputation of Sri Krishna Chaitanya spread to all the people and entered all the homes there. There was a sannyasi named Prakashananda. He was a bold scholar of Vedanta. He was an adept in scholarly argument, and he used to argue vehemently that the entire world was but an image or a product of Maya. He had established a math in Kashi and he had established a mutt in Kashi and had a very big following. He was puffed up with his learning. He became extremely envious, learning through his disciples Sri Gauranga's reputation that spread like a wild conflagration throughout day by day. Once a disciple came to Prakashananda and very gently gave an account of the noble attributes of Sri Gauranga. The disciple said, a sannyasi has arrived at the holy city of Kashi. He is full of bloom of youth and is very charming. He has an enigmatic personality and his mind is fixed on Sri Krishna. He is clad in saffron and wearing a rosary of tulsi beads. His forehead is adorned with a tilak in the form of Urdhva. He is an ardent devotee of Sri Krishna. One is never tired of drinking with one's eyes the beauty of his face. He steals away the hearts of all by his handsome looks and in return gives intense devotion to Lord Krishna. Just a moment of his darshan inspires all, including children, women, and the mlechas, to start incessant, high-pitched kirtan of the sanctifying names of Sri Hari. Some engage in dancing, some in singing the divine names, some lament experiencing spiritual distress, some fall to the ground and keep rolling on after just one look at him. He is conversant with all Shastras, yet is free from pride. When a person utters the divine name of Sri Krishna, be he a fool, immediately Sri Gauranga bows down before him in reverence. He is so humble that he does not like others paying respects to him, but he himself reveres all. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu will come to meet you to pay respects to you. Prakashananda replied, I have heard of Sri Gauranga from Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He has taken to the life of sannyasi without full maturity of mind, fashioned with a totally withdrawn attitude. He is not well versed in all the precepts of Vedanta, hence he dances like a madman, loudly chanting the name Krishna again and again. Ignorant men like Sarvabhauma have joined his society. They are attracted by his handsome appearance and hence they consider him to be Sri Krishna himself. Now I am living as a self-realized sage. I have a completely dispassionate mind and I am a scholar of the Vedanta. Hence I am revered by all of you, my disciples. Bring that child who is in the disguise of a sannyasi to me. Let him listen to my Vedanta teachings and become my disciple. Sri Sadguru continued. Thus ordered by the Guru, the disciple took Gauranga to the mutt, compelling him to come there. Sri Krishna Chaitanya saw Prakashananda from a distance. He paid respects to him with folded palms and sat down in all politeness. The very presence of Sri Mahaprabhu brought excitement to Prakashananda, and he automatically stood up. All the sannyasis present there gave up contemplating upon the truths of Vedanta the moment they looked at Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya was sitting with his head bent down in humility. Sri Prakashananda, who was ordinarily glorifying himself, took Mahaprabhu close and soothed him with gentle words. Prakashananda said, O young yogi, fear not, be confident, collect yourself. Have you not read the precepts of the Vedanta in depth? Sri Mahaprabhu said, Ignorant and childlike as I am, I have accepted the life of a sannyasi. I have no knowledge of the Vedanta. I know only how to do Hari Bhajan. Prakashananda said, Tell me, what is the use of merely chanting the name of Sri Krishna, giving up the study of Vedanta and the practice of penance of different forms? Sri Mahaprabhu replied, I do not know the full potency or the fruitful benefit of chanting the divine names. The sweet name of Sri Krishna dances on my tongue on its own accord. Prakashananda said, Namakirtan is a method prescribed for the common man. An intelligent man like you should take to a deep study of the tenets of Vedanta only. Sri Mahaprabhu said, The great sages like Sri Shukha gave up everything, gave up even the highest spiritual experience of dwelling in aparoksha samadhi, and they practiced only intense devotion to Sri Krishna. The realized souls, like sage Sanaka, who take delight in the self and are aloof from material pleasures, incessantly chant the names of Sri Hari and submit themselves to him. You are our refuge. Does not Lord Shiva himself always repeat the name Rama and chant the same divine name into the ears of those dying in Kashi, thereby granting them liberation? Yourself being an erudite scholar, you speak like this. I think you want to strengthen my belief in the glory of the divine name, as though through the method of shaking the pillar of digging it deep into the soil. Prakashananda said, O child, you have a meager study of the Puranas and hence you speak like this. You have not clearly understood the Vedanta. Now listen to my teachings. The transcendental being, the eternal reality, is attributeless, formless, and invisible. That supreme being can be perceived only by the yogic power and can be discerned only through the principles of Vedanta. That Brahman draped in the veil of Maya is known as Jiva. Maya is the mere illusion and hence non-entity. So the soul or the individual self and the Brahman, the divine self, are one and the same. Maya releases a person who ponders on the mystic truths of Vedanta. Then realization of the self will occur and total liberation will be achieved. Sri Mahaprabhu said, If the attributeless Brahman is totally pure, how can Maya touch it? Even if that Brahman is deluded by Maya, then how is it possible to get liberated? If it is true to say that Maya is a non-entity and that there is no difference between the individual soul and the divine supreme soul, then one need not strive to attain liberation. Even the study of tenets of Vedanta is unnecessary. A yogi need not engage in spiritual endeavors. He can sit idle thinking, I am Brahman, I am free of bondage and liberation and good and evil deeds. When one realizes that the world is illusionary and all is a manifestation of the transcendental being, then what is the need of learning Vedanta? Then who is the Guru and who is the disciple? Prakashananda replied, Men of wisdom think that ignorant men should not be caught up in the grip of delusion and hence they engage in spiritual practices. Sri Mahaprabhu said, O Master, how do you get the false idea of the existence of ignorant men when you know clearly that the world itself is illusionary and all men are but forms of Brahman? Prakashananda said, To get rid of Maya is impossible without the study of Vedanta. Hence, one should repeatedly ponder on the truths of Vedanta. Sri Mahaprabhu said, Many scholars who have learnt the Vedanta are caught are caught in the grip of vain pride. Why is this so? There is nothing other than intense devotion to Lord Krishna which has the power to defy Maya. Even the Sanaka brothers, the realized souls, fell prey to uncontrolled anger in Vaikunta. One should overcome venomous Maya only by ceaseless meditation upon Sri Krishna, the absolute reality, and singing and hearing his glories. Prakashananda said, the transcendental being is formless and nameless. He has no attributes. It is not subject to change. The ignorant who do not know this truth superimpose forms on that Brahman, the Supreme Soul. The Paramatma assumes graciously all those forms attributed to him by the devotees in their imagination. He exhibits his divine presence in those images through his divine mystic power and gives them darshan. Sri Mahaprabhu said, the divine form of the Supreme Being is neither imaginary nor illusionary. That which is the very embodiment of supreme transcendental bliss and knowledge is the expression of pure sattva. He who considers the eternally blissful form of Sri Krishna to be material is a sinner. Anyone meeting such a sinner should immediately take a bath. Those who belong to the school of Maya consider everything to be illusionary. Hence the Lord's incarnations, Sri Krishna's pastimes, and even his mercy would appear illusionary to them. Woe is me! I have sinned in my previous birth. Hence I happen to listen to this blasphemy of Sri Krishna even in the assembly of sages. Sri Sadguru continued, having spoken thus, Sri Krishna Chaitanya cried out in a very feeble voice, repeatedly chanting the name Krishna. He fell to the ground. Many wonderful ecstatic symptoms caused by the highest spiritual emotion manifested on the graceful body of Sri Chaitanya, who was overpowered by Prema Bhakti. Thus ends chapter 16, entitled Prakashanandanatha Charitram of Book 4 of Shri Vaishnava Samhita, composed by Shri Krishna Premi Swamigal.